What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. It's episode number 57, and this is it. It's the season finale as we wrap up our first year with Olympique Lyonnais taking on Olympique Marseille in the Coupe de France final at the Parc des Princes after we beat Saint Etienne 2-0 in the semis and they dispatched of the two-league side FC Lorient. So yeah, a meeting between two of the top four teams in Ligue 1 this season on the back of wrapping up the league campaign in the last episode, finishing in second place, 8 points behind the eventual winners, PSG. And speaking of PSG, their stadium is where we'll play today's game, the Coupe de France final. It's gutting that the Stade de France is not in FC. I understand why, because it's mainly a rugby stadium, but it's an iconic ground. It is France's biggest stadium at 80,000 seats as well. Really iconic stadium. That is where the Coupe de France final is normally played, but we are in Paris, but instead at the Parc des Princes. So we're going to jump right into it. It is our first final with Olympique Lyonnais, and after being knocked out by Liverpool in the Europa League semi-final in the last episode today, hoping to get our first major honour in the cabinet, and then Lyon's what would be nearly 2-decade wait for a major honour in the process as well. I'd say we're slight favourites based on the league campaign of both teams, but certainly quite an even contest in terms of the matchup of quality. So only game today, the final game of the season, the Coupe de France final against Olympique Marseille. Allez Lyon. The good news is that Fofana has recovered in time to play. First game since the 4-week injury, so he'll be a little rusty, I'm sure, but hopefully he'll be back to his best now back in the lineup. And I said the Stade de France is more of a rugby stadium. Not really. I mean, you know, the French national football team play at the Stade de France, and the final of the Euro 2016 Championship was held at the Stade de France as well. So it's not really a rugby stadium, but I think, you know, most people probably associate it that way. Because they have, I think two of their top-level French rugby teams play there. I think. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, French or rugby union fans. But anyway, yeah, it's not in the game, unfortunately. But oh, what a save and Campania. Wherever we are tonight, we need to be a bit better than we've been recently. Granted, not a terrible end to the season. We were awful against Liverpool in the two legs in the semis, and not exactly at our best in the wins either. And Cambanio's been sensational all year long though, forced into an early save, still 0-0 for now. Going to stand right inside, and it's our last chance of a half. I've done quite literally nothing. I can't break down this Marseille team. It's really good, to be fair. CJ Egan-Riley at DM has had a stormer of the first half as Sanchez looks for a bit of space, forced backwards. Tanner Tessman says, yeah, I can't break him down. I cannot break him down and find an opening as of yet. Fofana goes down there. I can't get through. I literally cannot get through. Woeful first half. I don't know what I'm going to do here, because at the moment I can't beat them for pace on the counter. I can't break them through the middle. I mean, I don't really know what to resort to in the second half. But at the moment, Fabre's threat has been nullified, and I am passive, and I'm really struggling. I'm going to make a tactical switch at the break, and something I don't really do, but I am going to change us to a 4-3-3 and try and get those wingers in behind those DMs and a little bit further forward if I can. So what we'll do is we're going to drop Freddie down. Hold on, let me sort this out. Yeah, I'm going to go to a 4-3-3 defend, and Tessman and Diawara are just going to sit back and help protect the back four. And I'm going to put Gomes and Fofana as far forward as possible, because at the moment I can't gain territory in that Marseille half. And Fabre is also going to have free roam to go and attack and support what will be now a front four, as Diawara and Tessman aren't going to come forward at all. So really, when we've got the ball, it's going to be all four players here in attack mode and the rest sitting back to make sure we're not going to be countered as well. Oh my god, this has been a poor game. So poor. I'm liking the fact though, again, we've basically countered and nullified Marseille's threat with Tessman and Diawara now basically being centre halves that are just pushed up slightly further than the centre halves that are behind them. So they can't break us down. They are dominating possession, but they literally cannot break through what is a white wall of shirts in the way. And Fabre is sort of the roamer who's also putting pressure on as well. So I mean, they're literally top of left, they are dominating possession. They can't do anything with it. This is fine. have as much as you boys want, lads. You're not going to break us down this way. Yep, perhaps the worst final I have ever played, but it's got 30 more minutes. I think most fans are probably thinking, just hurry up and get to the penalties, man, because there's basically nothing going on. It's a total chess match here in a battle of tactics. Not my strength, but so far holding our own. I've mentioned many times before that as the game has evolved so much over the years and become so much more tactical, it's not really my cup of tea, and that's okay. You know, it's not really my area. It's not really something I care that much about, but I do find it fascinating. I've mentioned before that I've always wanted to learn how to play chess, which is a game of logical thinking, anticipation, and I suppose tactics as well. But because of my lack of intelligence, I don't think I'd ever be any good at it. But I think it would help me understand football tactics a bit more, really. But yeah, tonight it's actually been quite interesting, really. That's how I've nullified the Marseille threat. And on the offensive end, like I said, this is going to be where we'll get our best chances on the counter-attack, and also using that flank, using those wide midfielders we've got. Ball dinked in. Connor Tracy just couldn't pull a trigger. Balerdi gets it away. But yeah, it's worked out for us to change. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to take advantage when I have rarely had the ball. So often have Marseille just dominated possession tonight. But yeah, it's almost definitely going extra time. Such little going on out there. Both teams have cancelled one another out. Penalties, I'm calling it now, it's clearly going pens. One thing I will say about this though is that hopefully it shows you that EA's latest patch has been really, really good. You know, and fair play to them. We've mentioned many times before, we will criticise them when they deserve it, and as we know that is quite a lot of the time, but also we'll give them props when they deserve it as well. And to be fair, the last patch has been really good. Never do I have to make changes like this in my games, you know, for tactical reasons to nullify threats, but I have done in this one. I wouldn't have had to do this in the last couple of patches because the gameplay had changed so much, but this is much better. It's closer to the base game where you have to think about things a little bit more and you can't just do the same thing over and over again and expect that'll be enough. Oh, Tracy, just wide. That is quite literally the only chance I have had of the entire game. I probably had a bit more time to run through there, but just when you've only had one real sight of goal for the whole game, you can't blame me for losing my composure a little bit here. But as Marseille surrender possession here. Oh, and he's right there, Jeremy surely for the win, come on! Lyon have won it, and it worked exactly as I planned after the tactical change. Winning the ball back from our DMs now holding, getting the ball through, pushing it out wide, and stepping inside for the winner. Lyon have surely won it. 2 minutes of extra time to go. Lyon have absolutely stolen it and won the Coupe de France. Not a great performance in the grand scheme of things, but a chess match out there in Paris. And it seems as though Doxy has hit the checkmate, which was not on the cards, let's be honest here, at half-time. But yeah, we have to make the change, and again, I'll say it once more. Come on, ref, that final whistle? We've had the minute. Ball, oh, come on, no, surely not. Just hold your position, This is what's helped us nullify the Marseille threat. Ref, come on now, there we go. And we will hold on for the win. A chess match, something that very rarely happens with me, but we've done it, we've won it, we've got the Coupe de France, and our first major honour since joining Lyon in the first season as well. But again, I'll say it, that's since the patch. I would not have needed to do that since the last patch, and I'll give EA credit for that, man. They've changed the game, it's become a lot more like the base game, a lot more thoughtful, a lot slower as well, and it's how it should be too. Difficult, challenging, had to change, but got the win. Yeah, I've got to give EA some credit for this because, as we mentioned before, the base gameplay was fantastic. We all really enjoyed it. We thought they produced a brilliant game, and then EA do what EA do, which is they start to absolutely destroy what was a really good base with patches soon afterwards. But to be fair, they did listen. You know, everyone said, why did they change so much? It just needed a bit of tweaking. This gameplay is not quite as good as the base gameplay, but it's better and it's closer to it. It's much more challenging. challenging and much more thought-provoking as well. We had to make a change at the break, and in the end, something which I rarely do, making that tactical tweak ends up paying off. It's how we got the late winning goal. It's how we are Coupe de France winners and Lyon's first major honour since the Coupe de France in 2012. What would now be, based on the saves continuation, 19 years ago. So when you look at the stats here, I mean, absolute domination in terms of possession from Marseille. 58% may not sound like domination, but it really was, to be fair. I struggled to get the ball off them completely, but in the end, just about managed to take our chances on the offensive end. And Combadio, to be fair, made a great save early in the first half, but oh, that was tough. That was really, really, really tough. But there you go, Lyon, champions of the Coupe de France. And I never would have thought I'd say it, but based on Doxy's tactical tweak, I don't think that would have happened. Buzzing, trophy in the cabinet in Season 1. And so, as you wrap up the season with a look at things around the world and the French second tier, where Lorient and Auxerre are returning to Ligue 1 football. FC Anarchy did make the relegation playoff, but were beaten by Stade Reims, so they will remain in Ligue 1. As for European competitions in the Conference League this season, it was a Bologna-Stade Rennais final, and the French side won it on penalties, 4-2, to pick up Europe's bronze competition. A reminder of our Europa League campaign, where we finished 5th in the league phase to bypass the playoffs, overcame Real Betis in a thrilling comeback after trading 2-0 in the tie, beat Lazio in the quarterfinals, but lost to Liverpool in the semi-finals for an all-English final where it was Liverpool who beat Chelsea by 2-0 to win Europa League this season. As I always say, no shame in being beaten by the eventual winners, as we were. And as for the Champions League this season, where Lyon will be returning for next season, you might be interested, how did Sunderland get on? Well, they made the playoffs, as you can see, after winning 3 of their 8 games. Then overcame Feyenoord relatively comfortably. In the last 16, however, they were knocked out by Real Madrid 6-2 over 2 legs, so humbling for the Black Cats there, who were defending champions. But in the end, we did see a Madrid final, not for the first time, probably not for the last. But they've finally done it. Atletico Madrid, this time get the ring on the finger. This time they are the bride. Atletico Madrid, champions of the Champions League. Finally, the wait is over. Oh yeah, and before we look at the team, just for those curious on how the Premier League finished this year, I'll just quickly show you the Premier League. Of course, after leaving Sunderland, well, in the end, they missed out on returning to the Champions League for next season, finishing 3 behind Chelsea in 4. But it was Arsenal who won this season by a single point, holding off Liverpool, and it was indeed Man City and Chelsea up in the top 4. Sunderland in the Europa League next season, gutted we won't have a chance to face them, but yeah, missing out on top 4. I often find when you leave the team, they often start to deteriorate, not quickly, but slowly. That may well be the case with Sunderland once again. I guess we'll see. How did they get on in the cup competition, I wonder? Carabao Cup was won by, oh, that's got to sting, that's got to sting. Won by Newcastle in a tying weird Carabao Cup final. Fair play for them making it to the final, but sadly could not get it back to back. And as for the FA Cup, that was Arsenal. So a League and FA Cup double for the Gunners this year. Where did they finish in the... wow, Wrexham made the quarterfinals. So how did they get... Oh, my boys get up to the quarters as well. How did they get on? Oh, they were knocked out by Wrexham. How about that? But there you go. There you go. Arsenal, FA Cup winners this year. And I'll need to sort this out over the summer as well. Fofana, Tessman, Tracy and Valentin all coming to me asking for contract extensions to further their stay here. Now, Tracy and Valentin are definitely going to get one. I think Fofana will probably get one as well. But as for Tanner Tessman, club captain, not getting any better now in his late 20s. Well, I don't know about him. He may well be leaving in the summer. I guess we will see. Because I don't want to sell both him and Morton, but I'm okay selling one of them. But anyway, the final thing we'll do for Season 1 with Lyon and our sick for the save is take one final look at the team where heading into the new season, no doubt about it, we're going to need to add to the depth. We finally got injuries this season, and again, I'll praise EA for this. Finally starting to get some injuries. That's fantastic, but we will need some depth with that being the case. And don't forget, we are losing Tolisso and Niakate to retirement. So in the summer, we'll just have to one player in the reserves. But yeah, for next season, no doubt about it, we need depth. And going to the CL as well. Don't forget, Sanchez is leaving to Real Madrid as well. We'll need a new left back. We're going to need at least one new DM as well, and possibly a new winger for the bench too. So that's where I'll be looking in the summer window. But for our first season of Lyon, I've got to say, I'm really pleased with what we did, man. We set down the groundwork right from the get-go. You know, Lyon didn't really have an identity when we took over. There were quite a few aging players here. I said what we need to do is change the culture. We need to bring in younger players, start building for the future, rebuild the side here at the Groupama Stadium, but also give it a nationalist feel too. Bring in some players that are French players that can really help with the core start to gel. We did that with Reynal coming in, with Cochet coming in, and of course the star of the team, Fabre, as well. All young talents, all French. Gusto, fair enough, not young, but a homegrown player. Great to bring back for the ruling as well. But I really like how we changed the team here. We didn't completely blow it up. We didn't completely sell every single player, but also we didn't sign any world-class superstars to add to the team either. I thought we did a really, really good job this season of rebuilding it realistically and starting to rebuild realistically, but also giving it a nice French identity as well. But for the new season, that will need to continue. We'll have to make some big decisions, but no doubt about it, one thing I don't need to worry about is Double F. He will be staying for the new season, whether Tessman leaves or stays. He's going to take the armband for next season. Absolutely no doubt about that. But yeah, great first season with Lyon. Really, really enjoyed it. Our second chapter of the career mode. A fantastic first year. Champions League football, a Europa League semi-final, and a Coupe de France in the cabinet for the first time since 2012. You can't argue with that for our very first year at the Groupama Stadium. But that'll do it for today's episode of Career Mode, guys. Massive thank you for watching the season finale. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the whole season and the save so far, then guys, please do drop a like. I'm loving this career mode. It's so fun. Second chapter off to a great start, and let's hope we can build on that for the next year, where we'll try and defend our Coupe de France, battle PSG for a league and championship, and try and go far in the Champions League as well. Have a brilliant day, guys. Much love to you, and I'll see you for the new season starting very soon. And before we get there, enjoy the goal of the season compilation for our first year with Lyon. Much love, guys, and I'll see you for a new season very soon.